Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Girl Chat Sports. What's good?
Ye-
Mo and Mel
Yes,
here,
sorry for
West
the
Coast
delay.
Wednesdays.
Sorry for the delay, y'all. Sorry for the delay.
Uh-oh.
It's
I
been
don't
one
know.
of those
You're in slow.
Wednesdays.
I think you're in slow-mo again.
Am I in slow mo?
Mo's in
I don't have
slow-mo.
no
I don't
Wi-Fi
know.
on.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
I
know.
don't know. It is what it is. Maybe it'll clear itself up
Yeah,
like it does before. But thanks for joining the
yeah.
show. Thanks for tuning in. We've got, of course, more fun to talk about today and get into. A little late today. We want to make sure Mo caught her Lakers, even though they couldn't pull off the win there. But we'll get into the NBA playoffs. We'll talk about the NHL playoff surprises on both ends. We got some Hugadorous updates and some new ones, some sneaker drops, and we got some pretty dope girl power as well. So we'll just kind of get into it. There's big hot topic, and this isn't sports related, but this, you know me, I don't like my reality. Oh, there she goes. I don't like reality shows. I almost like dislike them completely. But the Love is Blind thing has taken everybody by storm. I only watched this season because obviously it was based from a Seattle cast, which pisses me off because some of them weren't even from Seattle. But I just kind of wanted to see the city and see places they went. So I enjoyed watching the show. The reunion sucked. Apparently, they were supposed to have some live reunion, which Netflix messed up, and it never was live. Hey, Mo.
How about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I had to
I was just
tap in before you got
yeah.
into.
No, it's
But go
good.
ahead.
So Netflix screwed up the live for their reunion show for the Love is Blind. I ended up watching it. It was a snooze fest. It was boring. Um, I forgot what her name was, Nick Lachey's wife, whatever. She was under torment on Twitter for trying to ask the couples when they're having kids and why are you putting all this pressure on them to have kids and whatnot. Anyways, long story short, I wasn't thrilled with it. The show was kind of I won't watch it again, most likely, but I did like that it was in Seattle. I got to catch some of the places I've been to before, new ones that I want to catch because I saw them on the show. So that was cool. I think what sparked me into talking about this, even though I don't like the show, is that I saw this picture today on the Mariners page and I was like, there's no way the reality stars should be throwing out the first pitch at the Mariners game. I mean, maybe because it was a day game, so like there wasn't really anybody there. They couldn't get anyone to come throw a ball, and they had to call on these guys. I don't know. Kwame and Chelsea. Kwame's
I
not
feel
even
like
from
the reality
Seattle.
stars do it. I feel like reality stars do that.
I
Maybe from
just
time to time.
I,
But the Love
not
is
like when you
Blind
just
was
came off a
huge.
show. I mean, maybe if you were like the Miz. Miz has been a reality show who turned into a wrestler. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if you're a musician, if you like they
The
just
Love
came
is
off.
Blind is huge. Everybody's talking about Love is Blind. I haven't even watched the show. You've watched it. You've actually
I
participated in the
watched it.
madness.
Yeah.
And
Because
now
it was in
you're
Seattle.
vetoing them doing first pitches.
Yeah,
But
and I don't
everybody's been
approve of
talking
them
about the
throwing out
show.
the first pitch. I don't feel like
Everybody's been talking about it though. Everybody's
their
been talking about this show.
status is there. I don't
No,
know. It
they've all
just
been talking about
I
it, so
think
I
the
don't
I
see what
think
the big deal
the
is.
the overall concept of the show was cool, interesting. However, I don't think people that are on that show should just become celebrities because you were on a reality show. But that's
I
that's just me.
mean, a lot of celebrities are from reality shows, so
But like not like right I don't feel like you're right off the bat a celebrity. Like your show just finished and now you're a celebrity. Like go do something first. Like let's see it. I don't know.
Cardi B was loving hip hop for a couple seasons, and then she took
But
off.
I don't feel like she was a celebrity till she had her own just her music was out there.
Well, she was a celebrity when she did Instagram, being on Love and Hip Hop, and then her music got out there.
See, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, so I didn't even know who she was
So that's what I'm saying. So
until
like,
I saw her on a vacation and she was the headliner, performing.
but that's what I'm saying. If you're not in the reality sense of reality, they
Yeah, so
are
they're not
celebrities.
celebrities to
Like,
me. No.
but they are. Like
But
that's what it is.
they're
Housewives, you can't tell the Housewives of Atlanta people or Potomac or any of them that they're not
Well, I
celebrities.
mean, but like, I see I don't
And
think
if you're in the shade room and all that stuff, all that populates. So it is like celebrity culture. So I mean, what are you
it's
doing?
gossip on people that are on TV. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like yeah, if
that's
you've been on like Housewives and it's like your third, fourth season, like yeah, of course, like you're somewhat of a celebrity and a name, no name or whatnot, or like
But
your
I mean, people know
Vanderpump
this couple.
Rules.
Like they know this couple on Love Is Blind. It trends on Twitter. It's like a high trending topic. I mean, they're popular. So I
I
mean,
don't know.
you can veto
Whatever.
it. I
I'm
value your
vetoing it.
opinion because that's
It
your
was just, it
opinion
was more to me because
and
I
how
was
you
like, oh, the
feel.
Mariners had them throw out a first pitch. Like there wasn't any Husky player or any Storm player or any, fight any Sea Dragons player because they've been doing phenomenal. You couldn't get one of those guys to
I
come
mean,
and throw
Love
their
is
first
Blind is
pitch. Like,
popular right now. That is like the trending topic. So
but
why
is
not
it
have your
popular
show?
to sports people?
I mean, it's popular though.
I don't
So
know.
sports people watch reality TV too. I'm a sports person and watch my reality shows. You can't just
Got
generalize
you.
and say sports
I, kn-
people. I mean,
I'm just throwing it out there. I was
stop being
just
so
throwing it
judgy
out
on the
there.
reality people. My goodness.
Ugh, it just
Jeez. What if we become reality
because they're
stars?
not reality. That's the whole thing. They're edited to look into a false reality. It's just not
What if we become
reality.
reality stars? Then what you gonna say? We get that bag.
I'm like, I'm not a star. I'll get my
Oh,
money, but I'm not going to consider
speak for
myself a
yourself.
celebrity. I
Speak for
don't need all that.
yourself.
I don't need all that extra attention at all.
Oh, please speak for yourself. Speak
I
for
don't need people
yourself, because
following me
I will
around.
be called a star all day if that's what I feel.
And you can have that, Mo. You can have all that.
We
Please
look, we're getting the money
take
and we're
it.
gonna be stars. We are local celebrities though,
What's
honestly.
up, Natalie? How are you?
Hi
Natalie
Natalie, I miss you.
decided to join the show for the first time in a few weeks. We appreciate that.
Miss you.
All
We're talking
right,
about
so
stars in
well,
reality
let's
though.
talk about some other TV because I know we've always mentioned a couple shows. Like we know my Ted Lasso's one, although I'm a little disappointed in this season so far. I don't feel it is as good as the last two seasons, but I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
sticking with it. Of course, we know Snowfall is huge this season, and the season finale is tonight.
I'm
So
watching it tomorrow.
just make sure you don't get on social media before then, because you know
I never do. I never
okay,
do. With
good.
the Hulu, it's no commercials the next day. So I'm trying to watch that film right through my lunch hour.
Right. Well, because the people on social media want to be giving you all the
But I don't tap into Facebook, you know that.
okay.
And then Twitter, I
Yeah.
wait. And then Instagram, really, the
Okay.
following do I have,
Okay.
but it don't come up. So I'm pretty safe.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. I feel good
Yeah.
about that. Ghost, Tariq, going crazy out there still. So that's interesting.
It's all right.
Um,
It's more of like a soap opera. I feel like the Snowfall.
like a hip hop soap opera.
I don't even know if it's a hip hop soap opera. I don't know what it is, but it's very melodramatic and it's very predictable. So, and things are like, who wrote this? Because we know he's going to get out of a jam. We know this is going to happen. So it's that. But Snowfall's so gritty. Like, it's a really good show.
It is really good. And the way the offing people and the
Yeah.
surprises. I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
it should be interesting. I'm definitely going to catch into that tonight when we finish up here.
And then
I wanted to talk.
Succession is good. Oh my God.
Succession, yes. I know. I think I just need to like maybe refocus on that one because really, I mean, other than the main event that took place in the or in the second episode, I really wasn't like that. I mean, I was like, I like last season better. I feel like when they go travel and they're doing more of their stuff with the guy that's in Europe or whatever, the old vampire guy. What's his name? Who played? He's
in Big Little Lies and all of that. The fine one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Vampire.
I feel like that storyline's good, so I kind of want to see that some more. But yeah, so we'll see.
No,
We want to give out.
I'm loving all the jabs. I'm loving all the barbs because it's all dark humor, of course. And
You love it all. You love it all.
Telling off Tom and all of that kind of stuff. Just it's funny. Poor Greg. Greg gets the brunt of everything. Poor Connor. He doesn't know what he wants to do. Like, I just love all the little quips. Like I love how the two wives tried to say some little barbs.
I mean, they got great jabs. They got great one-liners. They be doing it.
Yeah, because when Marsha was talking to Connor's wife, she's like, "Oh, you finally moved up." She's like, "Yeah, both of us." Yeah, because don't forget, Marsha, you married into money too. Right. I tried to be funny. That was funny.
Hey, let's get into some sports discussion.
Let's get into it.
Hot topic for me, and when I saw this, I was like there was any question. So I think it was The Athletic, because they were posting most of the polls, but over 100 current NBA players were polled as to who is the greatest of all time. 58% Michael Jordan, 33% LeBron James, 6% Kobe, 1% Bill Russell, 4% Tracy McGrady. Now, beyond why Kobe is 3 and not 2, I still don't know. But why Tracy McGrady made this top 5 and even got 1% of a vote, I'm still curious. There was one person out there, I guess, if they had maybe 100 people, one person voted Tracy McGrady. I don't know.
I mean, some people have given T-Mac a lot of flowers in the
I
past
mean, I
on
do
different
believe he should
things.
be. Yeah, he definitely was
Um,
great. I don't know about the GOAT.
I mean, to some people, he was a GOAT. I mean, just like to
Uh,
some people think LeBron's a GOAT. Kobe emulated a lot of moves from Jordan. He was the greatest for all time for his season that he played and what he's done and who he is. He's the Mamba. Rest in peace. But
right.
I think number one, Michael Jordan, it's pretty much what it is. And I think number two is about accurate too. LeBron's highly
Well, and
influential. He's
plus
the
most
face
of,
of
you
the
know, he's still
NBA.
in the league and most of these
Yeah,
players are
he
still in
passed
the
Kareem.
league.
He,
So,
he
yeah.
passed Kareem's record. Like, I mean, and he's the face of the NBA.
Right.
So yeah, that's about fair.
Okay.
As long
All
as he's
right.
not above Jordan, I mean, what's the point? There
I
should be
mean,
no
there is
subject for debate at this point. Like, you see who the
right.
number one is, and let's roll with that.
And that's just what it is.
And that exactly.
And that's just what it is.
There's it. And there's that.
Also in those polls, who's the most overrated NBA player? Now there must have been a lot because there was a whole 30% that thought other. Trae Young was the first with 14%.
I can say that.
Pascal Siakam, Julius Randle, Jimmy Butler, Rudy Gobert, Jeremy. What is it? Oh,
I
Jackson,
didn't even know that
JJJ.
the names you're naming. I didn't even know they were getting ratings like that to be overrated. I didn't even
Well,
think they were in the overrated conversation. That's the funny
most
thing.
overrated. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard them to be even highly regarded as I've never heard them to be even in the conversation of like people overrating them.
Well, I think Trae Young maybe gets a lot
Trae Young
more.
for sure, but anybody
Yeah.
else with Pascal and all that, I've never. Maybe
No,
Canadians are
maybe
hyping
like
up
Julius Randle. I think RJ Barrett maybe is on there. They have Draymond
like
Green, Damian
all of that.
Lillard.
Like I've never
Yeah.
seen them to be like highly to say, oh, they're the. I've never been in conversation with folks to put them in an overrating category.
Right.
I mean, the Canadians probably do, but I don't know.
They
Julius
might.
Randle, really? I mean, I think that's New Yorkers. New Yorkers are hyped about Julius Randle and Spike Lee and all that.
Right.
So maybe that gets into it. I don't know. It's interesting. Polls are polls, and who are taking these polls? Because I sure didn't get an invitation to take a poll. So,
Well, because it was players currently playing that took the polls.
oh, these are the
It was
players.
100 or so current NBA players.
Maybe that's what they're
Okay.
hearing in their circle. And
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
it's a ranking of the women hyping these men up. Maybe
Well,
they're hearing that from a women's
I don't know. Which NBA player talks the most trash on court? I think this is an easy one. Draymond Green, Pat Bev, Dylan Brooks. There's another category. Devin Booker.
I would have put Dylan over Patrick Bev.
Oh yeah, I haven't really, I guess,
Dylan Brooks
noticed. I
is
mean,
a monster. I don't like him. He just did a stare down at LeBron after he
but
shot.
then what they did is they have a whole section of the Memphis kids, and they put their front runners. They talk when they're winning. They don't say shit when they're losing. Their whole thing over there is just annoying. So apparently people ain't hip with the Memphis kids, or at least 4 to 5 players of the 3% of the 100 that did it.
Dylan Brooks is he's just
and then which player in the league would you least like to fight? Pretty much most of everybody said James Johnson. They don't want that smoke. Steve Adams. There's other Embiid. Fair. Udonis.
That's fair.
I don't see why Giannis is on here.
Yeah, because he's a gentle giant. I don't see him being somebody, but he is tall in stature. I probably have to piss him off.
I mean, he's got, I'm sure, and he's got long arms. I'm sure, that's a couple good blows. But
and then Lou Dort. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so. Hey, but speaking of Draymond, there was a big stuff that happened on Monday's game with the Warriors and Kings. Shout out to the Kings. We'll discuss the playoffs, but Kings are up 2-0. Draymond Green had a little issue with Sabonis. Sabonis had fallen. Draymond's falling on top of him. Basically, Sabonis grabs his leg. Draymond stomps or steps, as he puts, on him because his leg was grabbed. He got ejected, which was fine. Sabonis got a technical for grabbing him, which I think was fine. People didn't think there was going to be a suspension. And then lo and behold, I think it was broke last night that he got suspended for here game 3, which is a pretty big game 3 for the Warriors going back home being down 0-2. It just seemed odd. It seemed odd because they had wrote, I think it was Joe Dumars, who's like the NBA's PA president or something. He mentioned that the press release they let out said that he was suspended based on in part of his history of unsportsmanlike acts. And so there was a big discussion on how can you be suspended on just your past history? Like if it's not about this incident, then why are we talking about the history of what you do? I don't know.
Well, let's
What are
just
your
say he got suspended for not so much the stomp. He got suspended for getting on his chair and acting a plumb fool in front of the Sacramento crowd and
this
egging them on.
unsportsmanlike
That's
conduct?
the unsportsmanlike
Yeah.
conduct. Yeah. So if it's not, I mean, this is a company, just like any job. If you get a write-up, is it off your past behavior or is it present?
It's off your current usually, but it's in your file.
Don't they cite like other
But the thing is that professional sports are different than the regular workplace. Like you can go ahead and drag your girlfriend through her elevator and still have your job at some point.
We're talking about the basketball league now. We're not
But I'm
going to
just
say in professional sports in general. We're going to talk about this league and their rules. Let's talk about that.
Well, you can have a gun on your IG live and have threats of having a gun or threatening to shoot
And he got
people
punished for it too, didn't he?
Sure, yeah.
So this is a company. This is a brand. This is a job. You get a salary, right?
Yeah.
So you get punished.
But he didn't get punished for the ass. So at work, I'm not going to get punished for messing up my deadlines. I'm getting punished because I was drinking coffee too long and talking with friends.
But that's it. It depends on your policies at work. This is their policy. Like what do we?
But it's I don't think it's necessarily is a policy other than your sportsmanlike conduct. But I think like what he did is not out of character for him. And you know what I mean?
I know, but does it mean that it makes it okay though?
Well, no, I'm not saying it is okay. I'm just saying like it's not like we haven't seen Draymond be Draymond before, but he hasn't necessarily got those suspensions. So did all these warnings lead up to now being suspended? Like
no,
he wasn't.
I'm telling you that he got suspended. His unsportsmanlike conduct was when he got on that chair and taunted that crowd. Now,
so yes, we haven't seen that in other. We haven't seen that in other games before in the NBA, where the winning team or the losing team taunts the audience.
Yeah, but are they getting on their chair and taunting their audience and throwing gestures and doing all that?
I mean,
have they done that?
We got a Hugo Doris that was in the crowd's face and is now getting sued. But
yeah, but I mean, was he on his chair? Like he's literally, got already ejected. Go to your locker. Before you go to the locker, like you're supposed to, you get on your chair and get on. So what's the problem? I mean, Draymond is being Draymond. He's very detrimental to the team when he gets into stuff like this. And if it is because of past behaviors, that's like any other job that you have tenure with. They see a pattern.
I hear
and
you.
They keep progressively disciplining you until you're fired. Well, he probably necessarily won't get fired, but it's the same difference of him getting punished.
Right.
But I'm more inclined to talk more about Sabonis holding him like that and the stomp more so than the suspension part of it. Like you egregiously, like it looked egregious that you stepped on this man's chest. Now, granted, Sabonis really knows how to sling it. And he's a hell of an actor. And
he was definitely an actor on that one. Yeah, he definitely.
But because he's got chest pains and all of this, I'm more curious to see if he will play. Okay. And I think that also warranted his suspension too, because now you've got
they weren't sure. But is he really injured, or is it just to help to see if they could coerce them into?
Well, that's why I think he got part of the suspension too, is because he showed signs of injury, right? So
gotcha.
I'm thinking if he steps out on this court tomorrow on game 3, then that must not have been too serious of an injury, and then we could cry foul all we want to. But if he does not play tomorrow and he's still game time or whatever the case, if he doesn't play, then maybe it's more serious than we thought. But I know he can sling it, but I think Draymond is just being Draymond. And, what does this mean for the Warriors? What does this look like in the future for the Warriors? Are the guys tired of this? Is Steph tired of this? Is he going to be now looking at the organization wanting to trade him off season? Like, what does this look like now in the scheme of things? Because here's now you've tricked off another playoff series doing what you do.
And you're leaving your team at a most
Right.
a
At a
critical
huge
moment that
disadvantage,
they need
possibly.
to
I'm
have
not going
you
to say huge
there.
disadvantage. They won without Draymond before, but I'm just saying you're
Right.
leaving them now with
But
more
you're
of the
definitely
back against the
putting,
wall
but
type thing.
even though Draymond has this other side, he also was a big energy person, and he brings that energy on court sometimes when it's needed for the Warriors too.
He
So,
does. He does. I mean, I'm not saying
right.
that it's not that he's not needed. It's just that they could still win without him. And
Yeah,
they've done it
sure.
before, but it's just a higher climb to do so. You
It's
know what
just
I
not
mean?
what you want to have happen in the
Right,
finals when you're down
right,
0-2 and you're having to
right.
go home to try and do
Something
something.
that's
So,
never happened to them before, by the way, either. And but they've been regular season on the road bad, so their home games is kind of where it's at. We shall see. But I'm more also concerned with Sacramento anyway because of the whole E40 situation. So Sacramento, how are you going
mhm.
to kick out E40 of all people, who
Listen.
is very quiet? He is a fan ambassador. How are you just going to go there with him? And this woman screams bloody murder and gets him kicked out. And honestly, if I was E40, like the letter and statement he put out there, yeah, they owe him an apology because that was just kind of a
And
little
we know E40 can
bad.
keep his cool. It's not like he's never been at professional games before. He's always been, you never hear much about him being there except for
He's not
actually
the
just being
Diddy
there.
like a Drake
No,
or going into games
no,
interfering. He's not a Spike Lee.
no.
He's sitting there. He's very chill. He is their league ambassador. He's been to the White House with them. I think he even low key got a ring out of it. But he's not one to be problematic. He's not a
Right.
problematic mascot for the team at all. C40, like, come on. How you gonna mess with 40 water? That thing was crazy.
That is, I'm excited to see what happens at the game tomorrow. If they're going to show like any special treatment they're giving him with him being there, and just to kind of throw it in the King's face, I guess.
Well, I
I don't
know
know.
they said in the Chase Center that no cowbells will be allowed, and I think that had a lot to do
Good.
with the GM having his
Listen.
experience. It
After
definitely
seeing
said
that,
cowbells and
like,
all that are
even if
not
it's my
allowed.
team, I don't want no cowbell behind me for an entire game. Like, that was just a lot. That was
Yeah,
really, really a lot. So,
man, if he had gone off like that guy did on the plane with that baby, we probably see a different situation
we're
right now
definitely
playing
going
out.
to talk about that too when we get to baseball because that was, there's so much to unpack with that one. I want to do a couple updates. Jugadores Locos. We got to give an update for the Seattle guy here, Sean Kemp. So we all know he had
What
got
a mess.
there was the car chase slash, gun. I won't even say gunfight. He had shot at a person that had stole his cell phone. He had tracked it down through the Find My Phone app. So he had gotten released. They kind of thought that there was nothing of it, that maybe it just would go away. Well, update. As of last Friday, he got charged by the Washington DA's office with first-degree assault in the parking lot shooting because apparently some of the statements he made didn't corroborate with the surveillance video that was outside the Tacoma Mall that day. Apparently he had said he had went there, and when he was getting shot at, he went back to his car, which was a few cars away, to grab his gun. But the video showed that he approached the car initially with the gun in hand. They also said that after firing 3 shots, he threw the gun in the bushes. So
What an
I
idiot.
don't.
What an old idiot.
What do you? I mean, what was so important about that phone that you needed it? Like, was there some naked? I mean, what's happening in the photo? Like, you couldn't just go to Apple and get your cloud downloaded on a new phone. Like, it was that serious?
People are easily triggered and the world is going crazy. We've got crazy old people that are willing to shoot at folks. This is
I'm just,
he kicked it off. He
that's
kicked it off.
wild. That's wild to me.
What an
It's so
old fool.
wild to me.
Get the heck out of Seattle, yo. Like, what are you doing up there anyway?
Well, and he's got dispensaries and he's got different stuff he's got going on. It's just more
Well, he's
like,
got bad
what?
strains because his strains is making him go loco. What an
I don't know.
idiot.
Maybe he
That
didn't
is, you're
smoke
too
enough
old for
that
this, sir. Like, what are you doing? He looks crazy in those
day.
pictures you just posted too, anyway.
Yeah, well, that's part of them. And so he doesn't go. He goes to court on May 4th, so we'll kind of figure out more as to what's going to
Throw
happen
him in
May 4th.
jail. Just put him in
We got
jail.
news on Bradley Bill. Remember we had talked about a few weeks ago. Back in March 21st, there was the Wizards and the Magic game in Orlando that one of the fans was mad and said, F you, I lost $1,300. And that Beal
Yeah.
turned around and knocked the hat off his friend. Well, that friend is now suing for $50,000 in damages,
I'm sure they
saying
are.
that he was allegedly battered and
Oh
assaulted.
yeah.
So,
All of
of
it.
course, he's trying to get his ticket.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's what
This
happens.
one, this next one takes a couple turns. So I just want everybody to kind of bear with me now as we go through the scenario here. So we've got former UFC fighter Carl Roberson. He was arrested for a $200,000 robbery, over a $200,000 robbery. So this incident happened back in December. Him and another suspect had entered through the backyard of a New Jersey home, stole more than $200,000 worth of exotic jewelry and other valuables. Come to March 23rd, he got arrested after his vehicle was stopped in an investigation that revealed he had a connection to the case. There was a gun found in there with an extended clip, packages of cocaine, marijuana, and items from the burglary that he still happened to have on him for 2 months now, or 3 months. So I'm assuming that jewelry is he probably just decided to wear. Well, plot twist, the picture there on the right, the guy next to him, that's who he stole from. This is Ryan Leonard. Supposedly Ryan is one of his childhood friends, and they've been friends since they were teens in New Jersey. Apparently Ryan, because now they're both successful, if as far as Carl having his UFC career, and Ryan had been in the military and served overseas. Then he started his own companies and was being successful. He was building this new house. And what is he going to do? He's going to share pictures and videos with his buddy, like, yo, look what I'm doing here. Like, look how the house is set up. This is pretty exciting. Well, apparently Mr. Roberson used those videos and pictures he was being sent by his quote unquote friend and used that to plan out him and his other boys' robbery of the house. Apparently, the GPS for Robertson's phone had been by this guy Ryan's house 5 to 6 times prior to the robbery. And once Ryan had got footage of the cameras he had inside, as well as some of the other evidence that was shown, he identified it as him. Like, he could see by his mannerisms, the way the person's walking, and by the pink shoes he wore in the robbery, because he wore the same shoes in a rap video not too much long before. Your best. This is one of your buddies, and you're gonna go.
Did he owe him money?
Come on.
I'm just asking. Did he owe him
No,
money or something?
it didn't say that. I mean, Roberson hasn't, fought in the UFC. He got released back in July because he lost like 4 straight, apparently. But
Oh, sounded like he was desperate for money then. Why he just didn't ask his friend for money then?
I guess he wanted the $80,000 Rolex and all the rest of the jewelry and stuff.
Well, I mean, show and tell. Y'all be wanting to show people all your shit.
Well, yeah.
Maybe
But
you
if you
shouldn't be
think
showing
it's
all
your
your stuff.
buddy, like someone that you know in your
You can come
it's
over to the
crazy.
house one day and see my stuff. Like, if you know
I mean,
me,
I don't
like,
think
you
he
know,
was flashy to him I think maybe because this guy might have posted stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is that,
So
as his
show your
friend.
stuff. I don't care.
Oh,
That's
for
not
sure.
like me, like, oh, Mel, let me show you this brand new bag
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
no,
got real quick. I don't do that. Like, stop showing
Well,
your
we're not
stuff.
those people, period. But
Stop
yeah.
showing your stuff. Yeah, we're happy and proud you're successful, but for somebody that's probably down and out,
But
show that to
guys
young
and their
friend or some
egos,
bro,
they gotta stroke it somehow,
you just
Yo,
never
bro,
know
look
what
at this.
happens.
Look what I
You
got
just
here.
never
Look
know
at
what people are
this.
gonna do to you. Your friends ain't your friends, man. Jeez.
Your friends ain't your friends. Hey, so into some Vegas sports now. If you know, Vegas is hosting the F1 race here in Las Vegas. What is
Yeah.
that? Is that in December or November of this year?
It's November.
Yeah,
They got that
November.
construction going with the paddocks. Yeah.
Listen, if you are in Vegas or coming to Vegas in the next 6 months, just beware. The strip is a nightmare. Every street to and from the strip, they've got exits that you can't even take now, like
Right.
Tropicana you can't do. Koval, Harmon, all are like one lanes because they're all trying to get the strip and maneuver things around for the F1 race. Well, here's the deal. I went to the New Edition concert like 2 weeks ago. I went with my friends that were literally staying at a hotel right there off Harmon and Koval. There was nothing in this corner. So this is the corner where like the ice used to be. Remember ice day? So this used to be that corner. They finally tore it down. There was nothing here like 2 weeks ago. This week there's a whole
That's gonna be
building,
so nice with all those
whole
cars in it.
flooring. I mean, it's amazing how fast they can work for things when they really want to, because they don't do the roads fast enough here. They don't do anything
That's because there's a
fast
company
construction
probably
wise
outside
here.
of here that's doing it. It's paid by them.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, this 1 week ago there was the topping off ceremony and there was like nothing there. And then cut to a week later and they literally have like a full-fledged building. So this is
No, it looks
going to
good.
be the paddock building
Gonna be nice.
for the FS1 track. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. Our Vegas
But does
Gold
that mean
Knights.
with them building
What?
that like that, it's gonna be permanently here all the time?
I believe so. So I don't know
Yeah.
what they're going to be using it for, but it'll be
Huh.
nice that it's there. I'm assuming they'd have to use it for something, unless they're like Dubai or whatever. Or where was the World Cup out when they just tore down stadiums for no reason?
No, I can't remember where.
Yeah, that
I
was the World
forgot
Cup.
where. Yeah.
They just said, "Oh, we don't need
Yeah.
8 stadiums.
Well,
We'll
that's
just
what I'm
take them
saying.
back
I'm
down."
thinking, like, I mean,
I would hope not. I think they could put it
hopefully.
to good use. I would feel like, shoot.
Yeah.
I just,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's interesting.
Uh, so our Golden Knights weren't able to win last night over
Sure the
the
heck
first
weren't.
game.
They got mopped.
Terrible. Got Winnipeg, beat them 5-1. We only had 17 shots on goal the whole 60 minutes. There was 2 power plays and not 1 goal in 2 power plays in a playoff game at home.
The most exciting thing of that game was when the guy got cut by the skate, had to have 75 stitches, and that was an early play of the game when they were diving for that puck that was sitting right
75
there on the red
stitches?
line.
Oh, Lord.
75 stitches, and he said
I
he
didn't
looked like
hear
he had been
that.
attacked by a shark. But he went back, he came back out on the ice and played. There's a
I
guy
mean,
on the Winnipeg team.
shout out to the medical team for Winnipeg.
Dude,
Jeez.
his post game, and that thing was red and thick from his, like, near his eye all the way to the side of
That
his
just
head.
sounds like it hurts.
Yeah,
I don't know
for
about
sure.
that.
Oh, they're getting mopped.
Yeah.
I mean, Minnesota's getting mopped. It's like
Oh, are
Sunday
they?
all over again.
Oh gosh, geez.
Yeah. I knew this
So the Knights will be back at home tomorrow on Thursday at 7:00. I believe is nighttime.
Listen, if they don't win this, I don't know what to tell you. It's a wrap.
Gonna be bad. Then they go out to Winnipeg. There's gonna be a watch party on Monday at Circa Sports at Stadium Swim. And listen, Monday is gonna be the hottest day this week, so this could be an actual go for anybody who wants to be at the pool and then watch the 3rd game of the VGK Winnipeg game on Monday at 6:30. So
yeah, that'd be
keep
cool.
that in mind. Yeah, it will be cool. It will be cool.
Yeah,
Also, update too. I know you thought, I don't know if that changed, but so Essence Booker signed with the Mercury for their training team.
Oh, nice.
And that, yeah. So congrats to the UNLV Lady Rebel.
Yeah.
She will be going to play with the Mercury.
Yeah, we talked about that last week that Essence was going over there. Yep.
No, you said she was going to the Aces.
Oh, that's right. But she's now. Oh, that's right. I did. That's what they originally they had her, and now she's doing.
I don't know. I just saw that and was like, wait a minute. And I don't know. Maybe we did. We slip up sometimes. We get confused. It's all good.
Yeah, I knew she was going somewhere. I thought the Aces had grabbed her, but maybe Phoenix snapped her instead.
I hadn't heard, so I wasn't sure. But I saw that this week and was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Big fight weekend. Yeah. So, the people at T-Mobile are going to be busy. We've got the 2 Golden Knights games. Saturday is the big Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia game. Fight happening this Saturday at T-Mobile. Both the guys went on the IG Live, which I'm sure everybody's seen by now, where they're going to be putting up their entire purse for the fight. Some people are thinking that it might be just fake or for pumping up the match.
Tickets aren't expensive for that fight.
Tickets are expensive for that fight.
They really are.
They are. Those tickets were like $300 some for like nosebleed. I mean, not that nothing's really terrible at T-Mobile, huh?
Not bad.
There's been a lot of other fights that are cheaper than that.
This is Gervonta Davis, though, but to me, that's kind of cheap for him. I mean, I would have thought more.
I don't know, because they were selling like standing room only with like no view for like $400 or something like that.
They
like
might
in
have
the
gone
High
up as it
Lounge or
gets closer to
something.
the fight. I looked into it, and they were only like $500 in the lower four
I ain't
from when
spending
they.
$500 to go to that fight. If someone wants
I
to
mean,
give
it
me some
wasn't that
tickets or
bad
gift
because
some
those usually
tickets,
those
that's
major
fine. But
cards
yeah.
be like 1,000. You know, you get 500 up in the nosebleeds.
Them thousands usually be down low though. Like
Tyson Fury and Devontae and Deontay Wilder was 1,000 down low.
I don't know. I didn't look at tickets for that
I
one.
don't think they was that cheap down low.
I don't know. I think I don't know.
I don't
I
think
don't think
so.
it was 1,000 for the Upper Bowl though.
No, I don't think. I think you were like looking at 700 or 800 up there, though,
Yeah, I don't
easily.
know. I don't know. I think it's also different on the venue. Like if it's at T-Mobile, I don't feel like it's a little more expensive because there's less
Maybe
seating. Like
not, but this card has been kind of underrated. No one's really been talking about it until the buzz started coming that they were fighting, and
that's
then the
why I'm
lower
thinking
cards
like
did.
is the
That's why I
bet
said
for
it's a
the
cheap
purse
fight to me. That's
fake?
why I said
Is
it's a
it
cheap fight. That's why I'm thinking it's a cheaper fight ticket, like $300. I want to see on the Game Time app what that looks like the night of, like if the tickets go down, because
yeah.
it's not sold out.
I'm a tick pick person myself, but
I'm curious
because
to see
Dame
what it's
Time
gonna look
still should
like.
be having fees.
They do, but I'm kind of curious
Yeah.
just to see what the going rate will be the night of, because like I said, it didn't sell out. It hasn't sold out yet, but
Well, I
I
know,
don't know.
people are coming for the fight. It's gonna be, fight night in Vegas. So that's gonna be big. So right now I'm on the Ticketmaster just looking. The cheapest seat is $396. That's high lounge, no view, no seating. For a seat, 222 row Q,
Yeah,
$545.
I saw some cheap. I'm telling you, that fight was cheap. That's what I'm saying. I looked at those
I don't
tickets.
feel like that's cheap. I feel like we've seen a lot cheaper
I don't
fights.
know. I don't know.
We gonna have to start making it. We're gonna have to start marking it down and figuring out. But that I don't think that's in the cheap. That's not cheap from what I've seen in fights before. But we'll figure that. We'll see
I
how
don't
that
know. I
goes.
haven't been to a $45 fight before. Maybe I'm thinking it
I'm
was a
not saying $45,
$50.
but I'm saying like maybe two something. Like I'd see two something. I would think is cheaper, but $500 something dollars is not cheap for a fight.
In the lower.
That's not lower. That's the upper bowl. I just gave you the prices
Oh,
for.
I thought
Those
you
are
said it was
the
300
cheapest
for the.
seats. No, the cheapest seats right now are $545 for an
Oh,
actual seat.
I thought you said 200 some dollars. I was
No,
like, that's
I'm
cheap.
saying I
And then
would think
originally you said 300 at the upper top, and I was like, that's not that expensive. But you're
but I'm
saying
saying
it's
if
more.
200 would be cheap, like I would think that would be cheap. If you can get a ticket for like $200 some dollars, that'd be a
Right,
good deal.
absolutely. But when
But
you said
five hundred
300,
and
I was like, that's
forty-five
not bad. You
dollars
saying
is
now it's
not.
500? You say now
Yeah,
it's 500?
that's the cheapest ticket right now.
So now that's expensive. But when it was 300, that still was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Because you're
So
paying 300 some dollars for those Raiders. The heck?
I'm not.
I mean, people are. I'm not saying you per
But there's also
se.
a lot more seats in Raiders Stadium than there are in
That's
T-Mobile
true.
too.
That's true. But that's still high too for a
And you
football
also got
game.
PSLs you're probably paying for on someone's ticket there. I don't know.
Yeah. That's high for
Hey,
a
it is
game
what it
too.
is.
Yeah.
Our XFL team, the Vipers, lost again this weekend. They have been eliminated from winning playoff contention. They're 2-7. They do travel to Seattle this weekend, where Seattle has the opportunity to solidify their last ditch efforts into getting into the playoffs. So there's 4 teams that'll make the playoffs. 2 have already clinched. The Defenders and the Roughnecks, shout out to them. They've had the best fans and audiences too. Those are the ones that are like selling out and having the beer snake run that goes down the stadium, which has been pretty cool. But yeah. Update also, because I think last week I misreported, but next Wednesday, the Lights will be in the US Open Cup. So this is their 3rd round. They'll go against an actual MLS team for the Salt Lake FC. This will be next Wednesday at 7, I think it is, at Cashman. You can get tickets at lightsfc.com/tickets. You can currently buy a package where if you get a $25 ticket, which because the entire game, any tickets bought for the US Cup are general admission, so you can sit anywhere you want. You'll also get a free ticket to either come to the opening regular season home opener here at Cashman on May 5th for Cinco de Mayo, or on Sunday, May 7th. So you'll get like 2 tickets for the price is 1. It's a good look.
Yeah, it is.
Mo still gotta let me know if she wants, because there's no. If we go to it, we're gonna have to like make a little announcement and try and make it something out of it.
I think people should be going to these games.
Well, first of all, it's the first time an MLS team has played a real live match in Cashman. We've had them
I think people
obviously at
need to be
Legion,
going to
but
these lights games for real. Like,
yeah.
they're out there
They're doing
playing.
better. They're
They're
still
doing way
undefeated.
better.
They're still undefeated. They had a draw last
Right.
Saturday, so we're still technically undefeated. Like it's a good look
It is a great
compared to
look.
last year. Even though they still haven't been home yet, but it'd be nice that they are home this next
Right.
Wednesday and then the following weekend as
Great
well.
week.
So
It's a great look. It'll be a great week for people to come on out on a hump day. I don't know. It depends on NBA and who's playing. I got to see if my Lakers. I mean, I got to see what's going on with this
we'll look
series.
into it. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, but
We'll keep everybody posted just in case, because if we decide not to have a show and decide to hang out at Cashin, we'd like for all of you to come join us, or those that are able, because the tickets are cheap, and why not? Another cheap ticket, go into the Tacoma or go into the Aviators games. They actually host my local Tacoma Rainiers this week, starting on Tuesday through Sunday. They've got, of course, your Bark in the Park Wednesdays, your $2 beer night Thursdays. They got a 40th season cap giveaway on Friday. Star Wars night is Saturday. And they got Kids Run the Bases on Sunday. So,
that's cool.
yeah, it'll be dope. They haven't been doing as well as they have been last year. Denver's killing them. Sorry. They
Well, Denver's
haven't
been
been,
killing them. They killed them on Sunday. This is like a no
but
game.
they're
On that Heat game.
getting whopped
Well, they
right
got
now.
mopped on Sunday. Did you watch the Sunday game?
I didn't. I
They
was
got
watching so
owned. They got owned on Sunday. This is going to be a total sweep. We already said bring out the brooms for this series. This is
yeah,
over.
this
Same with
is
the Atlanta Hawks
wild.
series. That's about to be swept too. Yeah, they gonna sweep these guys. That's a done deal. Yeah, we can put that to bed because I was really curious to see who won that Heat game. I need to look right now at these
I got
scores.
one more update for Vegas sports, and I just wanted to show that. So Kelsey Plum, we talked about before, was going to have her dog class with a group of 9 point guards that are collegiate. They're in college right now. It took place, I think it was over the weekend. So she had all 9 of the ladies out there. Not only do they learn about stuff on court, they learn stuff off court as well as addressing mental health and dealing with, sponsorships or, dealing with media and all that stuff. So shout out to Kelsey Plum for trying to pave the way for those women that are coming into the league or that will make a presence in the league soon. And so looking forward to seeing more of those from her. What you got? What happened? You said the Heat?
Yeah, the Bucks are still winning 127 to 108. It's 4 minutes and
Oh,
34
it's still
seconds left. And
playing.
there's no
Gotcha.
Giannis tonight. So that was going to be the game I was more inclined to watch because I figured this Timberwolves Nuggets was going to be Sweep City. That one's an easy bet to put on your ticket because after Sunday night's massacre, let me just tell you, I think since you didn't see it because it was a long day of basketball. I mean, basketball started at noon.
Oh yeah, I was watching them, but I think there was 2 on at a time. I only watched one of them.
No, they were all 1 to 1 to 1. No 2 at a time. So the score was 109-80. If that's indicative to you on Sunday, then you already know what time it is tonight.
Oh, I think I was watching that, and because they were up by so much, I said I screwed it, and I started watching.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
Very good. Very good. So 109-80 was the first game 1 score. This one's 53-32. We know how this is going to end. The game to be watching is honestly that Heat and Bucks, and they got that one on NBA TV. And I should have.
Well, the Bucks are going to probably take this one away. It looks like.
So. I mean, he won the first game.
It's 127-108. They up by.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Miami won the first game. They took every team took a home court advantage except one game.
Yeah,
and that was
just
Denver.
Nice that they're winning with Giannis.
Yeah, so we see what it is. They want to tie up the series, go back to Miami.
Taking a look at the playoff picture, just add a 1 to the Grizzlies, and then this is kind of the playoff picture right now. I thought it was odd that they're having 3 days of playoffs. I figured like it was always just like 2 days, but. So it's like every 3 days we're seeing a playoff game for these teams.
So funny how all of them lost on a home court game 1 except for Denver. Yeah. We watched games all day where the visiting team took over.
Yeah. Well, no, because didn't the Knicks won their first game? They just lost the second one.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about on the West too.
Oh, the West.
Except for the Kings, I mean.
Yeah,
except for the Kings, I mean. Yeah, everybody.
That Clippers Sun matchup is gonna go. That's gonna be a good one. I mean, it's been good so far. I'm enjoying it.
I mean, I'm really rallying. I hate to say it for these Clippers to do something. I don't like Arizona, so Both the teams I loathe, but if I had to choose,
Yeah.
I'm going with Candyland, I guess.
Yeah, I
The West
guess.
Coast.
Your little
And you saw the incident with
stepsisters.
Russell Westbrook and the fan in Phoenix, right? So there's like this
I
little
heard about
VIP
it.
area that
Uh-huh.
was
Oh yeah.
a VIP area for COVID at one point where the fans couldn't come. But
Mm-hmm.
instead of going straight through the tunnel, some of the players can cut through that VIP lounge just to get out quicker or whatever. And
Right.
that's what Russell did. And fan got up talking mess, and Russell like kind of almost got in his face. Kid was sitting in a chair, his little hat,
Saw that.
kind of
Yeah.
taking it all in. So it's just kind of like, Russ, just go down the tunnel. You know it's
Yeah,
a lounge in there. Like, why are you
well,
trying to
I
take
think it's
cuts?
like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like they had that specifically built for those VIPs that pay all that money, couldn't watch the games at courtside
So
during
now they feel like
COVID.
they have access to you because you're walking through there.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the price, but they're going to engage with you. They're going to
For
try
sure.
you. If it'll be one thing if you were at home, but you're
No.
in Phoenix. You think it's
Oh,
going to be Clipper fans in that lounge? What were you
oh
expecting?
no.
No, it's Suns
No,
fans.
no,
And
no.
Arizona knows they love talking ish to us, especially. So that
Absolutely.
smoke was coming. It could have gone a whole way left, but thank God it didn't. It just was stupid. Like, what the bullshit?
It was a lot going on. I mean, I'm just surprised at the injuries we've seen so far in the first, like it's playoffs and you've got Giannis has been out, John Morant out. You got Tyler Hero out for the whole rest of the playoffs, most likely with the broken hand.
Yeah, two
Um,
fingers broken.
Even like Jaren Jackson got hurt during the game today, but he came back, which was good. It seems like everybody is just, I don't know, they playing hard or the fouls are hurting more. I don't know what it is,
I think
but
it's just a lot of games, and Father Time is clicking on their playing
yeah.
and their physical. So
Shout out to Coach Mike Brown though for Coach of the Year that he received. I think
yeah,
very well earned.
I guess so.
Um,
You sat on the damn bench for Golden State Warriors and took everything that they had. So I
you
guess, and
basically
took their
did,
defensive coordinator too, and just made these Tito's
and got a whole
decisions.
new younger team to do it for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well deserved. I would have never have guessed Mike Brown after coaching for the Lakers, after doing all the shenanigans he did as a coach, that he would ever reach this culmination. And I think,
This pedestal.
yeah, and I think the
That's
next
crazy.
executive of the year, I think should be Rob Pelinka. I hope he gets that executive of the year award for what he did for our Lakers. We were in the playoffs because he got rid of Russell Westbrook and added a few young pieces and pieces we needed to get to where we are.
This guy right here. Listen, Ryu Hachimura, I think is like that
Rui.
extra y'all
Rui.
needed.
Rui
Yeah.
is we're the United Nations over there. Rui is that guy. I mean,
Well,
we
and I
saw him in
love
the
that
Washington
he
Wizards.
is 28 because he chose it for Gianna and Kobe, which I
Okay,
think is dope.
I think that's fine. But he's
And
also
of
doing great on the court too. Everybody's
well,
going to
that's what
take
I'm saying. Like, I
over.
think he's really put in the work this season. I mean, even just these last couple
No, I'm
games for
not
you guys
disagreeing
too.
with you.
Yeah.
I agree everything what
Yeah.
you're saying. Yes, he has definitely been doing his thing, especially coming from the Washington Wizards and all of that. He is that
Mm-hmm.
guy. Yeah, for sure.
One thing I didn't have a picture for that I wanted to bring up. So
I just
Laurie
retired
Market.
Kobe's number though. I don't think anybody should be wearing the 8 or the 24 right now.
Well, he's not wearing either one. He's wearing
No, no,
two.
no, no.
He's
I'm
wearing
just saying in
28.
general speaking.
Oh,
I'm going off subject. Sorry, not within
yeah.
topic. I'm just saying in Jersey. Just thinking
I thought
outside.
they did retire his jerseys
No, no,
because
no.
Paul
I'm
Gasol was
saying the
there.
league should retire the number 8 and
Oh,
24.
you want
No
the
player
league
should
to
wear 8 or
retire?
24. Yes.
Got
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. I don't know.
That might be. I don't know. That might be harder to get the whole league.
Yeah, why not? It's Kobe's numbers. Why not? He's deceased. I like how he did the combo 2 and 8. That makes sense, but
Yeah.
retire 8 and 24. People have talked about this. This has not been a thing that I'm just throwing out there. That this
Oh,
has
I'm
been a
not saying you made it
conversation.
up. I'm just saying,
No, 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 no. I'm just saying this has been a conversation. That's why I'm bringing it up on the Girl Chat Sports, and anybody that's out there to join the chat to see what they think. But I'm just saying, like, I would like to see that where they just say, you know what, 8 and 24 are just permanently retired in homage to Kobe.
That would be good. Do they have any numbers currently in the league where that are permanently retired?
Like that? No, but it's a posthumous is how you pronounce that. Posthumous type of gesture. I would like to see it.
Right. I mean, I'm
I
sure
know
there's
they've
been
honored him in so many ways, but I
but
just
there's
say
been
let
like
the
other
person honor
players
it.
that have passed that didn't have their numbers permanently retired in the league.
Right.
I just don't think, I mean, granted,
But
their
this is
scenario is a
posthumously
lot.
because it's Kobe Bryant. I mean, it would be nice just to have his numbers rest with him. You
Sure.
don't see it. That's just my
Well,
opinion.
they rest in LA with him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're definitely in
Yeah.
those Raptors for
Yeah.
sure. And then Pau
Yeah.
Gasol next to him might be if
Yeah.
he wanted.
One thing that I saw that I wanted to talk about. So Laurie Markin for the Jazz, he's currently in Finland and is fulfilling his
Mark
mandatory
Cannon, you
military.
mean?
Huh?
Mark Cannon.
Oh, I thought it was Markkinen.
Mark Cannon.
Mark Cannon? Are you
Mm-hmm. Positive.
okay? All right, Mark Cannon. I thought it was Markkinen this whole time. You know me and my names.
I know. That's
So he's
why I
over in
know.
Finland and he's doing his mandatory military service.
Right. I
And
saw
so,
that.
like the guys from the K-pop band BTS, they have to do a mandatory military service in South Korea as well. And they have to do it. They got an extension because they're famous, I guess, but they still have to do it before 30. So one of them was already heading over there over the fall. My thing is like, that's crazy, I think, to me, because I was like, we used to have that in the US where, when you're a boy over the age of 18, that you had to have some kind of service, but it's no longer there. So do you think that has some effect on what's happening in the US, just in terms of the craziness that's happening
I
we
mean,
got
I don't
going
think it's
on?
related to the U.S. whatsoever. I think this is just their country and what they have an obligation to. I mean,
I just feel like, well, I
fine.
mean, like, there should be an obligation, I think, for every country almost. Like,
I mean, Finland is always the most peaceful place and most neutral of all. So
right.
I don't think Mark Cannon's it. And the reason I know how to pronounce his last name because I had him on my fantasy league at one point. Um, they're so neutral. Finland is always they don't rock the boat, they don't teeter, they're Finland. They're the peacemakers. So whatever it is,
South Korea?
it's like it's what it is. But it's their country,
I
their
don't
rules.
know.
I mean, I don't.
It's
None of my
crazy.
business. We in the USA where we're in some other
I just
stuff.
be like, I don't know. I feel like there's some 18-year-olds out here that could use a good 18 months in the military to
I
get them.
I agree with you, but there's a lot of layers to that, and a lot of it has to do with ethnicity and diversity of who they have and the benefits that come out of that. We've
For
had
sure.
so that's a very touchy thing to forcibly do on citizens, especially those that have been disenfranchised as a result of it in the past. So probably not, but like I said, Finland is neutral, so Korea, their country, their rules.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm thinking about, a lot of these mass shooters that are under 20 and are,
They
you
need
know,
boot camp and prayer and a whole bunch of
well, I'm saying, like,
check-ins and
maybe if they
all
had
of
been
that.
put off the street at 18 and put into military, they could at least had a way to kind of take out that
I don't
whatever was going
know. I
on.
don't
I
know what
don't know.
people's levels of mentals are. We've seen PTSD after
That's a
military. I mean, it's
lot.
just too gray. I mean,
I
I don't
know. It's
know.
super gray. I
And
know.
like I said, people of minority groups and stuff, they've seen the disenfranchisement of it. It'd be
Right.
one thing if it was fair. Like I can't answer or speak to that because I've seen and experienced past that it's not good for us to do that.
Right. I
So
mean,
I'm
I
pointing
feel
it
like
out.
we all know that there's a certain race that ends up getting out of it easier than others. And you know, I
And
just,
that to that point, I'm not gonna say I'm for or against it. I know where you're going with it. It may be a solution, but it's not the absolute for certain groups, unless
sure.
it's fair.
Just yeah, for fair. I'm just saying like a conversation, just wanted to
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
and put
yeah,
it
yeah, just
out
for
there
fair.
because
But
I
I
feel
just
like, we're the number one country that has had the most, mass shootings, I mean, everything that's happened. I feel like, and a lot of these people that are the shooters are between a certain age that maybe had they had something better to do, a requirement to be in a military in a boot camp, maybe they could have, I don't know, gotten
how about
help a
put
little bit better.
some doggone laws in place to kind of
Well,
mitigate
I
all of
mean,
it
all
and
that
not go off of the greed
we
of
keep trying that
manufacturers.
every year. It's about, oh, put some laws in place, but the right ain't doing that, unfortunately.
Yeah. But that's what it's going to take. I mean, gun violence is gun violence. They just had a shooting in
Right.
Chicago of young kids just shooting up some people in Chicago. They didn't even talk
Yeah, there was
about
a
that
house
one.
party too. The house
Well,
party that
that was
got shot up at.
Alabama, but this
Oh,
one is
okay.
Chicago, solely isolated incident where shootings are happening constant in Chicago, and no one's talking about
Well,
it. So,
Chicago's been dealing with that
yeah,
for
so you got Chirac
years.
out there, and it's like, what are people doing with that? Like, I don't know.
Nothing, because they got so accustomed to, which is sad. You're just accustomed that that's what's happens in Chicago, and that shouldn't be the case.
It's
They're
just
not
so many layers to that it's just
Ugh,
crazy. Really is. It's a lot to unpack with that. I don't know,
yeah.
but good for Mark Cannon going out there. Good for BTS
Yeah.
having to do their civic duties. It's like us going to jury duty, I guess. Where they
I
don't
think
have to really
marketing sounds
combat.
better personally. That's just my
Huh?
I think marketing just sounds better anyway. I'm
You're
just gonna
so
call him Lori
American.
Marketing. I
You're
know.
so American. Get his name right. Don't be the Karen and not pronounce names right, okay?
I mean, I'm just saying, it's
Mark
not like he's
Cannon.
got like any, apostrophes or pronunciation marks
I
over.
mean,
I
that's what
can't.
the
I don't know.
analysts are saying, Mark Cannon. Maybe it is marketed, but
I
I've
don't
heard
know.
every analyst say Mark
You
Cannon.
know. I know.
I don't know.
So baseball. It's crazy that the Yankees really are selling Shohei Ohtani's jerseys at their team stores. Like they're banking off the Angels being in New York. They're banking and making money off of Ohtani. And it's just wow. Like, can you imagine being a Yankees fan? You walk in, they're selling the Angels jerseys. Like, that's white. That's wild.
Get it.
I
Get that
don't
money.
know.
Get that
And it's a
money.
lot. It's a whole
Get
lot.
that money.
Shout out to your Kershaw, man, huh?
For what? Please enlighten me.
Well, he had 200 wins. He had took part in the shutout. Yesterday? They got set. He went for 7 innings, 3 hits, and 9 strikeouts. I mean, 200 wins is a big deal, right?
It is a
As a
great big
pitcher,
deal.
I mean, yeah. So that's what's something that you're not happy about that. You're over it.
I mean, I'm over because we lost today, and we've been losing. We're 9-10 in the National League
I mean, it's
West.
still early. We're in the first month of baseball. Like,
Fine. It's just that
I'm not excited over the Mariners start either. So
But
it
that's a
is what
good
it
game.
is.
That's a good record number for Kershaw. And that because of that, we were able to win game 2 yesterday against them. But they dominated this whole series. So what's up, Goose?
Let the ball bounce. Yeah, he is trying to get ready for that.
Yeah, he
Also,
is.
shout out
It is.
to what's up,
Yeah, yeah.
Jonathan
If they give it
Watson,
to him,
Sports
because
for
when we
You.
get into
Yeah.
postseason, if we get into postseason, that's when Kershaw turns into no shirt, no shot, no show shot. I don't know.
Well, hopefully it lasts for him beyond just the regular season.
I mean, we need him for sure.
Yeah,
we need him,
I
but it's
know.
postseason that we worry about, and that's where it gets difficult if they do renew a $500 million contract to set him up for that. Knowing
Right.
our organization, they probably will. They probably won't let him go because he's cursed and he probably doesn't want to go. So,
Right.
but yeah.
What's up, Brandy?
Hey,
What's
Brandy.
going on? We haven't seen her in forever. We gotta hook
Be
up and
sure
get
to
some
stop by the
crabs
store, you
soon.
guys, at Mandalay Bay. Anybody
Yeah,
visiting?
Beast
Be sure you go by Beast
Mandalay
Mode.
Bay.
Go to
Always
Mandalay
geared
Place.
up. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. So the other thing, well, Mariners lost today, but so we had a chance to win in extra innings last night with the Brewers. We lost. J-Rod had the opportunity. We had 2 men on base, 2 outs. He was up and literally was terrible. But today he got a home run. There's a new tradition in Seattle that started today with him where they're carrying a Trident for when you hit your home run. So this is pictures of the new last year they did the dances and they had I think a bubble gum or some kind of hat they threw on. This year it's the Trident.
So basically Aquaman.
Well, the Mariners, that's part of their logo is that top of the
Right.
Trident. So it fits.
Maybe I haven't dressed
Cool.
like Aquaman for Halloween.
All right, so let's get into the Twitter rampage that went on this past week. We've got the Blue Jays pitcher.
Incident.
You said what?
I thought you were gonna talk about Kuzma.
Oh no, we're in baseball.
Oh, okay.
What happened with Kuzma? Well, I'll talk about it later. The Blue Jays pitcher Anthony Bass tweeted a picture that his wife apparently must have taken, where he had his 5-year-old and 2-year-old had been given popcorn by a flight attendant during their flight. Of course, being 5 and 2-year-olds, popcorn is everywhere, and apparently the flight attendants had asked his 22-week pregnant wife to clean up the mess, and so he had tweeted about it and tweeted the picture. There was a lot of comments and a lot of people discussing what was happening with that, talking about, entitlement, Who else is going to clean up after your kids? There was valid points, I think, on both sides, but ultimately, like,
but weren't they in first class?
I don't even know. My thing is like there's 2 seats, right? So I would assume it's like business or two or for I don't think that's first. That's not a first class seat. That's gonna maybe be business, if not just regular, but it's a 2-seater on one row. So
So United ran out of cleaning porters when they get everybody off the flight that cleans the planes. They don't
I
do
don't
that
know.
anymore.
Well, or maybe somebody was having a bad day and was like, "Hey, can you help clean this up?" But I feel like, I don't go on a plane. It's kids, so they're gonna make messes, and you deal with that. And so, yeah, people should be coming to plane, but who knows the
I'm
circumstances? Who
spending
knows if
$400 on a round trip, maybe 7, maybe 1,000. I don't care. Clean it up. They usually have porters on the plane that clean it up, or they just get the little thing and clean it up. Like,
or maybe there was some attitude. I mean, you don't know what was happening on this flight. Like, I know there's some people that can be a little extra on planes, and maybe she was given some attitude on the plane to the flight attendants, and they were just like, "Hey, could you help have your kids clean up this mess or something?" I don't know. None of us were
help
there. None
your
of us know.
kids that can't probably grab a popcorn because it's falling.
5 years
It's on
old.
there.
Come on. 5 years old can grab a ball and throw it, literally.
Oh, is
I
she
know
5 in
2-year-olds
that
that can
picture?
grab.
She looks
There's
2.
a 5, there's a 2 and a 5-year-old. The 5-year-old's next to her.
Oh, well, the popcorn is by the 2-year-old, so that's what I'm looking at.
Well, the thing was that the popcorn apparently wasn't even brought by the mom. She was given it by the flight attendant. So really you
Okay, so
made
then
this
they gotta
happen.
clean it up. I mean, this is
Yeah,
ridiculous. Come on, they've got to clean it up. Like, seriously,
that's crazy.
you did that. They gotta clean it up. Come on. And I wasn't even talking about that baby incident. I was talking about the guy fussing at the baby on the plane. The
What?
one that was trying to cuss out the baby today on the plane because the baby was crying forever and forever, and the guy just totally went off on the baby and started screaming and hollering and going off about the baby crying too much on the plane, to the point where after he was done with his rant, the baby stopped crying. Wasn't his baby. Said he's just tired of hearing his baby cry. And he even got into the point where they were like, sir, you're screaming now. And she didn't pay for that. He's like, well, did she pay for our mother effing seat too? Like, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna holler. I can't believe you didn't see this.
Oh
And then the thing
gosh,
with
no.
Spence, and then
I
the thing
saw
with
part of it, but I mean, I didn't know it was like
yeah, that's what I was talking about with the
I was
baby,
just
but I
making
forgot about this
sports
popcorn
related to
thing.
this one, but yeah, I don't know.
I forgot about this popcorn incident. That was like I forgot about that. I'm like, they gave her the popcorn. Come on. But I was talking about the Coos and Spencer Dinwiddie situation and Rick
Uh-uh.
Fox and all of that. They went on a whole thing, and Spencer Dinwiddie was talking bad about Coos and he's trash player. They went back and forth, stat comparisons. Coos pretty much flamed him at the end of the day. So what does Spencer do? He channels his energy and upsetness to Rick Fox. Rick Fox is like,
Well,
how did I get into this?
how did Rick Fox get
Because he's
thrown
trying to
in
pull
there?
up Rick Fox dad and getting into Rick Fox. I can't believe you didn't see this all on Twitter. This thing went
No.
down so seriously.
I know. Rick is
Like
like, what
a
the heck
whole
is
freaking
how am
night.
I trending
This
right
happened like
now?
6 days ago. Kuz got the whole interaction. He flamed him too. And it's like, and Twitter flamed Spencer. Like, we're coming for you. You're dumb for even getting this guy started. And for everybody out there that wants to have funny, laughable tweets, follow Kyle Kuzma. His tweets through this playoffs is kind of like the Leslie Jones of watching World Cup. His tweets are hilarious. He's going in, not even on a bad dig, but just throwing a little shade, saying little stuff on his tweets.
Well, he's
Hilarious.
got time. He's got
Well, he
time.
definitely has time, but he's watching it almost like a normal person perspective, not like a player perspective. And I think that
He's
makes it
like an
so
analyst
interesting.
right now, just sitting back on his couch,
Yeah, just
having
sitting
some
on his couch.
beers,
He's like, oh, I
kicking
got
back.
something to say about this,
Right.
He's talking about the acting of the flopping. He's going in, it's just a whole thing. So do yourself a favor if you want a good laugh during this playoffs. Follow Kyle Kuzma on Twitter because
For sure.
he's definitely
That's
doing some funny
crazy.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Some quick NFL notes. I had a video and I don't know what I did with it, but congrats. We're so happy that Damar Hamlin is back. He got
Yes.
cleared to resume. He was at practice. They had videos of him doing drills yesterday, and just amazing to see, like, just, how well he's doing and just being back on his feet and being back in the game that he loves. So that
Yeah,
was
he's
really
saying
cool.
it was a freak thing, and people are really still on his head about him shouldn't be able to play. And are you sure that that's the right move for him and all of that discussion? But it's his body,
I
his
mean,
choice.
For sure. Just like for Tua. Tua's had multiple concussions and he's choosing to come back and play. He addressed the media and was like,
Yeah.
I'm still young. I still have it in my heart. Like, this is what I want. But, football
He's
can
calling
be
it
a
a free
dangerous
thing. And
game.
I mean, if we're
Yeah.
listening to science and we're listening to doctors and they're clearing them, I mean, I don't know what the problem is.
That for sure. I mean, go for it,
Yeah.
Buda Baker requesting a trade from Arizona Cardinals. I think people are just jumping ship here at this point. Like
Well, they might
Arizona
as
is going
well.
to
I mean, what the heck's the point?
ain't ain't much
They had a
there.
horrible season. It just was a whole
Right.
thing. Like,
And
what?
apparently the 49ers, even though they're not making calls for Trey Lance, they have been taking calls for Trey Lance, which is crazy because this is their third pick of the draft last year before. And after Brock Purdy's performance in the end of the year for those last 5 or 6 games into the playoffs, it sounds like the Niners are going with Brock Purdy. They also got Sam Darnold this offseason. So in case Purdy doesn't get completely healed from the surgery he had right after the season, maybe I don't know. My thing is like they did so
Was Trey
much
Lance
for.
that bad before injury? I'm just, yeah.
He didn't have a chance. He was literally there,
That's what
I
I
think, for like
thought.
one game, maybe 2
Right.
games, and got injured. So it's crazy that discussion's out. Maybe it's just a rumor, but I mean, those are problems I'm sure most NFL teams wish they had, is that they have too many quarterbacks. They got
Well,
rid of
maybe the
Jimmy
Raiders
G
could
to the
take him, but I
Raiders.
don't know.
Well, you already got Jimmy.
But we need backups too. Like, maybe we
I
get
don't think Trey
Trey.
wants a backup. I think he got drafted at 3 and he was supposed to be starting for the Niners until the whole shit show went down. And lo and behold, Brock Purdy, Mr. Last pick of the draft, becomes a superstar. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah, they need to keep him on the bench and see what happens. Give
Just
him
for
a
a little,
chance.
giggle. Apparently, Russell Wilson was out golfing, and Let's Ride his golf cart into a bunker at Arrowhead Golf Course and flipped that sucker.
He's never played golf before.
I mean, he's never driven a car. Again, maybe he's never driven the cart himself. I don't know what it is, but
Maybe he
apparently,
was drinking too much on the cart.
oh, Mr. Wilson.
I'm just throwing out suspicious things,
I
questions.
just
How do
thought it
you
would be
drive
funny.
to a bunker in
Like, I just
golf?
want to see him on his golf cart yelling, "Let's ride," and then bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, like, was it a bad wheel? Like, I just have so many questions. Was he
How do you not see a
drinking?
bunker? How do you not see?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Was he drinking?
Maybe he was
Like,
like FaceTiming Sierra and she was naked or showing off whatever video.
that'll
Who
make you crash
knows?
into a bunker. Hey.
That sure would. I believe it. I get it. And last, it sounds like the Commanders are finally going to get sold to the Josh Harris group, which of course includes Magic Johnson. Josh Harris is also the owner of the 76ers. He also holds, apparently, I didn't realize this, several stakes holds stake in several NHL franchises as well. The deal just needs to get approved in the next owners meeting, which is supposed to reconvene in May for their spring meetings. So this may all be done. And finally, DC and the Commanders can finally be rid of Dan Snyder and all of his problems. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me do some girl power real quick. The U.S. women's hockey team.
Before you get into the girl power, we didn't talk about our boy Jalen.
What do you think I got in here? What do you think I have in girl power? Because he's attached to the #1 agent out there. She is like,
well, do them
Nicole
first
Lynn.
then.
I was saving it for last. Like,
go ahead
best
and do them
for last.
Now. Let's do them. Go ahead and do them now.
Listen, Nicole Lynn. I got it up now.
Nicole
Lynn once again doing it big for her clients. Jalen Hurts signs the highest extension, or is the highest paid player, gets a $255 million extension, 179 million guaranteed, the largest deal completed by a female agent. Nicole Lynn also was promoted to the president. She was now the president of football of Clutch Sports. Now that she leads the agency's football division. Talk about girl power.
Please get Lamar Jackson on there.
Listen, please help Lamar out. please help Lamar out.
She needs to get Lamar Jackson on there ASAP. But shout out to Nicole Lynn. I've always been a fan of hers. Was following her even in her early days before she was coming up in the agency because she was one of the few. And she's a minority woman as well, being a black woman to do that. Man, we be saving folks. Boy, we put them capes on. We are such a superpower. It's not even funny. So shout out to her.
And Jalen agrees, and so I wanted to show this video for all of the black women, and Jalen's showing love, and I'm sure especially for his agent.
Dear black women, thank you. Thank you for being you, for showing up the way that you do, for being trailblazers, for being loving, for being resilient. We see you, I see you, and I appreciate you. Much love.
They don't call it Black Girl Magic for nothing.
There you go. There you go.
Jalen. I saw that on Essence before, and you know they had a whole thing trending during Black History Month of every different athlete saying how much they love black women, kids in high school, just the whole montage of videos. Even other nationalities shouting us out. So thank you, Jalen. That's always great. Thank you to him for even trusting and believing in women. Because this whole network is women.
Whole
so
team
that's
is women.
That's a superpower within itself. So
absolutely,
we need more men like him. We love that. We want men to respect.
And look what they've done for him. I mean, come on.
Listen, but the fact that he trusts women in a misogynistic environment.
That's the thing is that you're supposed to. Right. That's the thing.
Where the glass ceiling is still right here. You know what I mean? And we're down
men are going to be, some men are going to be men, and that's unfortunate. And that's why they're missing out on the money. They're missing out on what's happening.
Like I said, Lamar, they need to holler at Lamar. Lamar, your mama can't do it anymore. Let's go holler at Nicole Lynn, okay? Because this is not working for you right now.
Well, his mama isn't. It's him. He's the agent. He's his own agent.
Mama was I just saw Shannon and Skip talking about Mama was helping him out. So if Mama's helping you out,
maybe before maybe she stepped in. I don't know when she stepped in. If it was prior to him being alone or after him being alone, but yeah.
Either way, he needs to go see Nicole Lynn. He needs to
absolutely,
he needs to
or somebody in Clutch Sports in that division that's ran by her. If she's running it, whoever she's got underneath her can help him out too.
Yeah. But go for the gusto on this one because you got money riding on the line. If you can't get her, then that's what you need. You this is a crisis and an emergency for yourself, sir. You need to go all the way to the top.
You need to
solicit her services. I don't want junior agents. I want the top dog at this point.
John's saying that mom is like his manager.
Yeah, mom's involved.
That don't help.
That does not help. That's what I'm saying. Get rid of
if
mama.
It ain't Kris Jenner, it's not working.
Like get rid of mama. And you don't need a junior or senior agent. You need the super agent. You need the boss. So you need to go all the way to the top with her. I told you Mama was in it. I was like, I think Mama's in it.
But he was buying. So maybe she came in after the fact because for a while he was buying. I mean,
That's what happened when he lost his agent. Mama stepped in, and Mama's been
like but that's my thing is like you have your mama going into meetings for you. Like I don't know.
Mama's not even going to combines. Mama's not even sitting in owners' meetings like an agent would. To discuss your player's contract. So that Mama's out. So we need, Mama, I love you. I know you
time to break the umbilical cord and just step on out.
He needs to get smart. So yeah.
But back to the women in hockey. The U.S. Women's World Gold. They won the gold medal for the 10th time. This is just the first time in the last 4 years. They went 6-3. This goal right here, Hillary Knight hit a hat trick. And also got her 101st career point during World Women's Competition. So congrats to the USA women's hockey team. And Mo, I have to shout these ladies because they're special to us. But the Aces did announce that they do have officially the new high rollers.
How old are these ladies? How old do you have to be in that?
55 and over. Some of them look great.
That's a competition too because they have moves.
Yeah,
And that is some
and
serious competition. Because in my
this
mind, I'm
there
thinking, okay, I'll be 50 in
no,
2 years. Would I
no,
be able to do it?
55 or maybe no, I think it's 55. I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
But
even
this
still, I'm
video was
thinking by
like
the time I'm
literally almost
55, can
2
I do that?
minutes long. They have a full squad. There is a lot of new rookies. I think just the fact that people started getting the word out and now it's become popular and they're like, "Hey, I want to take part." And they have alternates. They have alternates for the high rollers. Like, hey,
I mean, I'm just looking at their moves, and I'm just like, okay,
yeah.
at 55, they definitely had some
There was a girl
background
that threw
dance.
her whole foot up into a split in the
That's what
air.
I'm
Like,
saying. And I'm just thinking to myself, I was like, I like to dance. I could be in high rollers. And I'm looking at this video now, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to second guess myself by the time I turn 55.
I don't got flip.
I
I don't got it like
don't know if
that.
I'll be able to do
Not
all
like
that.
that. Hey, so for sneaker drops, tomorrow, for those that do partake, it is a holiday for those, 420. So there are some 420 drops in the sneaker world. Adidas has the Camp 80 crop coming out in your earth tone green and tans. There's also, oh, you know what? The OG Lost and Founds are getting re-released tomorrow too. So in case you missed out on the first ones, you can go ahead to cop them on the re-release. Spring's coming, weather's getting nice, and the Joe Fresh Goods and New Balance are coming out with these Beneath the Surface collection. Dope
It's
little New
giving so
Balance.
rock climbing.
Huh?
It's giving rock climbing.
Well, yeah, some hiking vibes. Like, I mean, I enjoy having
Definitely
a nice
giving
hiking
that.
sneaker. Huh?
It's definitely giving that.
Yeah. And you've also got Adidas doing their very first Ultra Boost golf shoe. So in
Oh, well,
case
that'll be
you
dope. Because not only will that be comfortable, but that's
Mhm.
a necessity. Like the Ultra Boosts are my favorite comfort running sneaker, active wear sneaker, working out sneaker. I'm in an Ultra Boost. I wonder what the
I've
price
got
point of those are. Because the
I
Ultra Boosts
bel
are usually like 150. So I
I
wonder how
think they're
much
a little
those
bit
are.
higher than that. I think there might be like close to 200.
Well, that's not bad
Yeah.
because it's a golf shoe. You got the spikes
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff
not
to it.
terrible. I mean, I got an Ultra Boost that were Husky edition ones. I'm just
I
not.
love them. I love them.
Adidas they're not good for hot arches. I don't feel like my arch doesn't feel great in Adidas. And I feel like
I'm
they're made for more
loving
of a wider
golf.
foot. My foot's pretty narrow. So I feel like my feet are always like swimming in Adidas.
Well, the Ultra Boosts are my go-tos if I can help it, and I need to get a whole collection of them.
Good.
Speaking of which,
Okay.
Minnesota is only down by 8 points, so they're actually coming back at 62-70 right now. So, ooh,
Okay.
somebody's getting
Well, the comeback
closer.
train is coming. All right. We also got the Dunk, the neutral olives, 422. Oh, the golf shoes come out on the 21st. The Jordan Flints, the black Flint comes out on the 22nd. You've got the washed pink Air Jordan 1 OG highs, and then last but not least, another Travis Scott drop happening next Wednesday on the 26th. So there you have it. Natalie, I told you should have been you got a little more time for the high
I know.
rollers,
You got
so.
a decade before you could be a high roller, my friend. A decade in.
Jonathan, good luck on getting what you want. I need to take a little hiatus, but I may just try for one.
I'm not trying for none of them. I'm out. Except I like
Yeah.
those Ultra Boosts, but I don't play golf. So just have to
Maybe
get
you
ready.
need to. Maybe you need to get into the game.
I don't have time to get into the game. I wish I was retired like my dad. I could get into the game. Shout out to
Right,
Pops.
right.
You got to
Hey,
be on
shout out
that
to
thing
Mr.
all day
Preach.
and every day. That ain't nothing you could just say, oh, let me get up and see if I
Yeah.
can. No, you got to
And then when
be
it's summertime and it'd be so dang hot, like I don't want to be nowhere
early
on a
tea
golf thing.
times. I don't mind the early tea times.
And I don't want to be up at 6:00 in the morning either.
No, I could do it. You have to be there constantly. But there's such
Yeah.
beautiful. Shout out to all the golf courses out here in Vegas. Beautiful courses out there. I mean, I would love to spend a nice day out on the golf course if I didn't have to work. That would be just the ultimate, some cool kicks on and kicking back and talking and all that.
Yeah, what's our Sunday ticket fund? What were we doing
You're
for?
the
What do
one
we
that was
want
putting the
tickets
fund
for?
together. I told you I wasn't paying for that.
I know, what was that for? Why do I?
Because of the YouTube.
That's right. The actual Sunday ticket. Our status is 0 right now. So
Maybe
And
Jonathan's gonna float you some money since he was so curious in asking. Me, I'm not. I don't even want to.
I don't know if I'm wondering if we can share passwords. Like I'm down to, go halfsy even with somebody. That's a lot of money for and I'm not a YouTube subscriber, so I don't YouTube TV subscribe.
I don't either. But
Just
guess where I can watch him
yeah.
at work, because one of our managers is a YouTube subscriber and he's gonna have that channel.
But you off on Sundays, so that don't matter.
Oh yeah, and they don't do the Thursday game. Maybe we'll have to do a Sunday event up there or something. Maybe we have to get them.
Oh man, yeah. Let us have a football game hanging by the fancy cars.
Right, just sit in a Lambo and watch.
Sit in a Lambo watching the game. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Shout out to Vegas Auto Gallery. On
Just
that.
No eating and drinking inside.
Right.
No fingerprints. Wear gloves.
Yeah, really. I'm not trying to pay a house note on a car. I know that much.
Yeah, no. All right, y'all. We've gone over. We appreciate you. Great show. We will keep everyone informed in case we don't have a show next week. And if so, you'll know to meet us down at Cashman if available. If in Vegas, come watch this US Open Cup to support the Lights as they take on the Salt Lake Real, or was it
Utah?
Yeah, the MLS team from Utah. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll catch you next week, or maybe we won't. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Yes.